And we are live. Welcome to our live show monthly book club where we discuss the book we have been reading. So the book we will be discussing today is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood.
Oh, your cover's different than ours.
Yeah, the cover underneath, this was the special Afterlight one, but then it also had a unique cover too that you could put on all of her books, which is really cute. And there's a picture on the back there as well.
Mine's just this one.
You're like, mine's just this.
Yeah, that's how the library copy was that I had.
I guess I could say I have bonus content because it was only at Target.
Ooh. So I don't know if you want to start by introducing yourself and your channels, in case there's some people that just don't know who you are.
I'm Pam.
My name's Alicia.
There's
Channel
a
is here.
Yeah.
Welcome, baby. Come here. She's like, no.
All right. So I will do the dramatic reading.
Yes.
Of the synopsis.
My favorite time of month.
Okay. The many lives of theoretical physicist Elsie Hanaway have finally caught up with her. By day, she's an adjunct professor, toiling away at grading labs and teaching thermodynamics in the hopes of landing tenure. By other day, Elsie makes up for her non-existent paycheck by offering her services as a fake girlfriend, tapping into her expertly owned people-pleasing skills to embody whichever version of herself the client needs. Honestly, it's a pretty sweet gig, until her carefully constructed Elsie-verse comes crashing down, because Jack Smith, the annoyingly attractive and arrogant older brother of her favorite client, turns out to be the cold-hearted experimental physicist who ruined her mentor's career and undermined the reputation of theorists everywhere. And he's the same Jack Smith who rules over the physics department at MIT, standing right between Elsie and her dream job. Elsie is prepared for an all-out war of scholarly sabotage, but those long-penetrating looks, not having to be anything other than her true self when she's with him, will falling into an experimentalist orbit finally tempt her to put her most guarded theories on love into practice.
Well done.
Like I had an emphasis
That was a
on
very long synopsis, actually, for a book. So yes, that is about the book. So which format did we all mostly read in? I listened to the audiobook, but I also did have the physical copy.
I read it physically.
Physical and audio.
How did we find the formats?
I like the writing of the physical, so I thought it was really good.
I liked the audiobook.
I liked both.
Right, what did you guys rate it?
5.
I gave it 5.
I think I gave it 4.5.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. So what do you guys think about the characters? Like Elsie? I really liked Elsie.
Yeah, I liked her. I loved her roommate, Cece.
Yeah.
I liked Elsie, but she's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot. I don't think she ever takes a breath for anything.
Mm-mm.
What do you guys think of Jack Smith?
I thought he was a bit creepy to start out with all the staring. It's like, can I help you? I'd have punched him by that. No.
I guess with the fake dating too, like she was dating his, or I guess fake dating his brother. So, and if it is truly like trying to look out for him, then I could see why. But at the same time, I agree with Sam. He was kind of creepy, always staring.
I quite liked him in the end though. Like he turned into like a really nice, sort of decent.
Still kind of creepy when we find out all that staring was him fantasizing about her. It's like, I don't know how I would feel. I'd be like, thanks, I guess.
I mean, we get now why he was doing it, why he was staring, but at the same time, like,
yeah.
geez. He was quite the creeper then.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the creeper. I remember reading somewhere like where someone, it might have been Goodreads, like where someone was sort of saying like, really the name Jack Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like of all the names.
Why that one?
Yeah, like it's just so common. Jack Smith.
I did love his grandmother, Millicent, though. She was hilarious once you really got to know her.
I did like that scene when they sat down and had tea with her. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, she's a really kind of like quirky character, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be me as an old lady.
Yeah.
Add some cats.
Yeah.
What other characters were there? I'm trying to remember.
Jack's brother. I thought he was pretty sweet.
There was also that one guy. Wait, am I thinking of a different one? I might be thinking of a different one. I'm confusing all of the guys in the books now.
Yeah,
this was not the one where she was like, I'm gonna go to this other university and work on in this other guy's lab. And the guy thought that she was just sleeping her way to the top. That might be the other one.
Yeah, I think that's
the other one. Never mind.
Yeah, I was just like,
that was the love one. Never mind.
Not this one.
I have details of like this one and the love hypothesis both in my brain because I read them back to back.
Yeah,
one I recommend.
I like his brother. I like Jack's brother, especially the doped up scene from him getting his like teeth taken out.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. That was hilarious, that one.
That was where it all
definitely disliked her mentor. I just wanted to punch her.
What was her name again? Her mentor was like a woman, wasn't it?
It was a man.
Was it a man?
Yeah, it was. Oh God.
Was it a man?
I was like, I'm sure it was a woman. Like, I don't know. I mean, like there was like a old mentor, but then I feel like didn't she have like some other sort of mentor? There was a woman for this job thing or something.
The person that she was competing against was someone that she looked up to, but it wasn't her mentor.
No, not that one. There was like another woman that was like
Lauren Dow was her mentor, but then I think there was a woman that was like trying to get behind her and like support her more.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of for her job.
I'm trying to find what.
I don't know why I want to say like Meredith or something, but it's probably not.
I'm trying to find it.
I mean, the guy was like the sleaze, but the woman was quite supportive, trying to help her get her dream job. Can't remember her name though. It's really gonna bug me.
I know. If I don't know the names, it's gonna.
I can't look because I don't have a copy of the book. So,
Well, whilst Alicia's looking, what would you say your most favourite character was out of the whole book?
Hedgie, the hedgehog.
Oh,
The hedgehog.
I think I like Cece. I think she's
Yeah.
quite cool.
I liked the grandma. Between her and Elsie.
What about least favourite character?
The
I
mentor.
was like, is Sam gonna say Jack Smith?
No, the definitely didn't like the mentor. Like, it's even like at the beginning, I'm like, yeah, I don't like you, bro. It's like you should be encouraging her to like go these places, not holding her back because you think she isn't ready for your own stupid beliefs.
I cannot find it.
I can't really think of any other character I would say that I didn't like, because they're all quite different, aren't they, in their own way?
I mean, if you want to go through all of Jack's family, I mean, they were all kooky.
His mum was a bit horrible, actually, wasn't she?
Yeah, it's
like when she was just like, don't have kids and stuff.
Right?
Most of the kids that just stood there like, great, thanks, mum.
She almost seemed like not everything went her way in life, and therefore she was like old and bitter. Don't do this. Take your time.
She came across to me like a woman that just should not be a mum at all.
Yeah. Or that she only got married to be like in the money kind of thing.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of relieved to know that she wasn't Jack's biological mom.
Mm.
And I was just like, oh, thank God. He actually did not come from her loins.
No, she's more like an evil stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
What do we all think about the general plot?
Georgina? Was that a character?
Was it Georgina?
Yeah. Georgina was the one that she was competing against for the...
But then I think she became a mentor later or something to help her
get... more of a friend than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only other name I come across.
I mean, I quite like the plot of the book. Like, I liked the story. I like learning about the, like the STEM science and all the science.
Yeah.
And
I like the concept of it being
about her job.
science.
Yeah.
We had a lot of tropes in there. Fake dating, enemies to lovers.
Also LGBT characters too. Like, the person that she was rivaling against was also gay, weren't they? So yeah. And obviously the person she's fake dating as well. So yeah, there's quite a good LGBT rap in there.
Yep. I like it.
But yeah, I just like the plot in general. Like, it was, it's quite nice to see someone that really, really kind of like aspire for their job and not necessarily put romance in front.
Yeah.
It's a very easy read. Very quick read, because I think I read this in 2 days.
Yeah, if I had to like sit down and read it like straight through and without anything else, it probably would have taken me like a day or two to get through it. So how quick the writing went.
Yeah, it's a nice, easy read. Which leads into writing as well. Like, she has really nice writing style I quite like.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hello, bearded one. Yeah. Nice, easy writing that I can just gel with. That's quite easy. Even with the audiobook, it's just quite simple to understand.
It was.
Do you guys have a favourite part of the book?
When all is revealed. everything, all the puzzle pieces are put together, and they're like, oh, this is why you were doing that. Oh, this is why this is happening. This is why you were weird and watching me all the time. All of the puzzle pieces came together.
I still have to say where the brother was doped up. That was pretty funny. So it's probably my favorite.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes as well. I just like the general like competitive scenes as well.
Yeah.
And the grandma, she would call or text when she had an emergency, but it really wasn't an emergency. She just wanted to have family over and spend time with them.
Yeah. What about least favorite? Did you have a least favorite at all? I can't think of a least favorite for me because I liked it.
The mentor. That whole scene where they were in the office and then she was kind of putting the pieces together about how he wasn't really helping her get to where she wanted to be. And he was the reason why Jack's mom wasn't in the science world anymore.
I think the beginning for me was more slow going than anything that I didn't really care for, so it took me a little bit to get into it. I definitely didn't like the scene that one of her old clients confronts her at the job party, and she realizes that one of the main lady that was helping her during the application, her son was one of her clients. The way he was like drunk and insulting her because she refused to have sex with him.
That guy. Yeah, he was a douchebag.
Yeah.
Did not like him whatsoever.
That was so British.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Not to like him.
He's talking to you too much, Katie.
I was like, wow, that's very British, dear.
Well, hopefully it was a good accent.
I was just quite shocked. I was like, oh my goodness.
She's speaking my language.
Would you reread this book?
Yes.
I would, yeah. I'd probably give it a few years though, like when I need to
refresh
same myself.
I
would be more inclined to read like Ali Hazelwood's other books first though. So then I can be like, right, I've read her books. And she's got another book coming out soon, Checkmate, which I'm quite looking forward to actually. It sounds quite good.
She's also got one coming out in February because I was video planning for the future called Bride, and it's a vampire werewolf romance.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm excited.
Alicia's eyes were like lighting up then. It was like, vampire werewolf?
Yes. What can I say? I like my supernaturals.
Yeah, I like supernatural too. Can't deny it.
Even I am kind of interested in it for some reason. If it's more than one paranormal like creature in it, I'm all for it. But if it's just one single paranormal creature, I'm like, eh.
Yeah. Plus, if it's Ali Hazelwood, it might be quite interesting actually to see where she goes with a supernatural book. Is it going to be a supernatural scientist? Because she does like STEM science stuff, doesn't she? So is it going to be a werewolf?
Why did we come
in a lab?
These creatures? Let me take some blood samples and figure out why we became these people.
Right?
A supernatural laboratory.
I think I read all of Ali Hazelwood's books in a week, with the exception of the bind up. I still have to read that one.
Yeah, I still need to read Loath to Love You and Love on the Brain.
That one was cute too.
Love on the Brain.
Mm-hmm. Very much a enemies to lovers and sabotage, or she thinks he's sabotaging her. And he's not.
I liked that they had the characters from Love Hypothesis in the book as well. That was quite nice to have them in the middle there. Just I know it's like really random cameo role, but it's just really nice to be like, oh my god, it's them from the Love Hypothesis.
Yeah, it didn't register into my head until after, like when you said that, and I was like a chapter 2 past that too. And I'm like, oh hey, yeah.
Well, I was literally listening to it in my car, and I was like, oh, I might want to let them know just in case they want to read the first book, and have that option at least.
I think I read this one first, and you said something, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I went and read the
And
Love
then you went backwards.
and then I was like, "Oh, okay." Now I get it.
So you've gone backwards in time for them planning a marriage, and then how it started.
Yep. Now I know.
So yes, if you want to read this, make sure you do read the first book first because of characters.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Or you
would
can
you
be
buy
like
this?
me and not
Would you buy?
really care.
Would you buy this book for someone else?
Yes.
Yeah, I think my mom would actually really like this book, so I can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if so, who would you recommend it to out of who you know? Or...
Yeah, my mom's a pretty big romance reader, so I can see, because I gave her my copy of Spanish Love Deception. I don't know I can't remember what she like gave it, but I know if she liked that, she'd probably like this.
Yeah, I know someone's mother that will probably read this. She's literally reading Colleen Hoover's books at the minute, like all of her list. Like, and she's never read any books before, and she's just started with Colleen Hoover, and she's like before you know it, she's read like 10 Colleen Hoover books in like 2 months, and I'm like, what?
One author I am not recommending my mom, because I do not need to know that she reads her, is Katie Robert. I don't need to know if she reads that. It's the reason why I won't touch 50 Shades is because my mom has read it. So I'm like, nope, I'm good. I don't need that.
That's a good series. I can't say anything about the whole series because I've only read the first book, but I've watched the movies. So I kind of want to go back and read the books now and see how they're different.
Which books?
The 50 Shades.
Oh, 50 Shades.
I've only read the first book, but I've watched all the movies.
I've only read the first book, but I've watched the first 2. I want to say I've watched the first 2, but I might not have actually. I don't know.
I just don't really have an interest in them because I heard like mixed reviews about them, just period. So I'm kind of like, no.
I mean, it is a Twilight fan fiction, so
that's another reason why that's a hard no.
I can see, like, just reading the first one and watching the movies, I can see where they get that comparison, but at the same time, it's far different. Because it's kind of like in the beginning when Edward and Bella, Edward is like, I don't want to be friends, or yes, we can be friends, or that kind of feeling. But then later on, it's like he can't stay away from her. It's that kind of feel, but there's very much more to their relationship on Christian's side, and not in like the lovey-dovey way. It's more like the Red Room way.
Yeah, I remember when I read the first book, I was interested in just finding out about Christian and like why he is the way he is and like the backstory behind it. I mean, yes, there are like obviously there's sex scenes, but like I was just like, no, I want to find out more about like Christian. Go back, dig in depth.
Well, I know City of Bones or just that whole main series is supposed to be like a Harry Potter like fan fiction.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Well, she originally started writing it as a Harry Potter fan fiction because she used to write Harry Potter fan fiction like way back in the day.
I had no idea.
You see, I would read it and I wouldn't ever think like, oh my god, this seems
I wouldn't either, but like if you look at the characters with Clary being a redhead like Ginny, and then you have the blonde being Draco, being like Jason as being Draco.
I could see it.
But Jace isn't as bad as like Draco. Draco's like really mean, like, and Jace is just like cocky.
I just feel like
yeah,
their sense of humor, like
yeah.
if Draco actually got the stick out of his butt, like he would have the same sense of humor as Jace.
I'm now trying to figure out where Isabel and Alec fit into all of this. I'm like, Harry Potter, Isabel, Alec.
Maybe like Hermione and Alec, Harry, possibly.
I'm just trying to think, like, I was like, who else is like brother, sister, and like Harry Potter? That's other than obviously Ginny and Ron, but I don't know.
I think that I would think Simon would be a Neville.
I love Simon.
I guess Magnus would be Dumbledore. All knowing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's hard to think about now. I'm never going to be able to look at Magnus the same.
You're welcome.
Like Magnus is kind of like a cool Dumbledore, like though, like although he's very old, he doesn't look old.
He's like Fantastic Beast Dumbledore with the pantsuit instead of like the robes.
Yeah.
But he's got
that confuses me and does not make any sense to me.
With his glittery skin.
Right. Now that we've gotten way off topic.
Yeah.
I mean, we pretty much already answered the next one anyway of like, would you read another book by the author?
Yes, and I have. They're all good. I don't know which one's my favorite.
Would you like another companion book from the world? Or like a separate story from different characters?
I would like to see her do more in other like fields that women aren't very common in.
Yeah.
But I can't, like, at the top of my head, I can't really think of it. Like,
well, I know in this bind up, I think one is a environmental engineer.
Yeah, that's Under One Roof. I read that one.
And then I forget what the other two are. But I think one other one is an engineer of some sort, and then the other one is a scientist, maybe?
I would like to see, I'm thinking, since I work primarily in, like, the construction field, having one where it's, like, women in the construction field, kind of.
Or like a firefighter or something like that.
Yeah, or, like, police.
Paramedic,
officer,
yeah.
Yeah, doctor,
Policewoman, yeah.
EMT, like, all that stuff.
We need a zoologist also. And a biologist.
Just add all of the list into that.
Ooh,
right?
Like a policewoman who like catches someone who's been actually being framed and they fall in love. Ooh, it's just like
Just trying to get spicy with it now.
just like that would be quite interesting. What books would you recommend that are quite similar?
All of Ellie Hazelwood. This one and that one.
I just recently finished one book. I think it was last month. Let me pull up so I can remember the author name. Because I had got it as an ARC from NetGalley like years ago.
Meow meow years ago. What?
I mean, a long time ago.
Meow meow years.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like,
I'm just trying to think of what other romance authors that would like pop up.
So We Meet Again.
I mean, probably like
Park.
Who Park?
Yeah, So We Meet Again by Suzanne Park. It's a Asian American childhood rivals to lovers type of book that the main character starts as a banker in New York City and then has a drastic career change where she becomes a small business small business owner in Nashville. So she ends up moving to Nashville. So I really enjoyed that one, and it kind of reminded me while we were reading this, kind of reminded me of that book.
I mean, maybe books by like Eleanor Armas, actually, like probably.
Maybe this one.
Quite similar.
That's got STEM in it.
It's got science in it.
Ooh, I like the end pages. It's like the periodic table of elements without being the actual table.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of more. I can't really think of.
I mean, I've not read the book, but I don't know if Lessons in Chemistry is anything that's like it. I don't know if it's got chemistry stuff in it. I don't know.
I think that's what it is. It's chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would be the first to point out that there is no such thing in an average woman, but it's an early 1960s and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute takes a very unscientific view of equality. Except for one, Calvin Evans, the lonely, brilliant, Nobel Peace-nominated grudge holder who falls in love with, of all things, her mind. True chemistry results.
So maybe that book then.
Mm-hmm.
I want to read this now. Allie Hazelwood's got me into all this. Let me read science and enemies and lovers.
But at the same time, like, this is what I like about like the science books, because it's stuff that I don't know, and like I feel like sometimes they're teaching you something as well, and it's like, oh, that's interesting, or like something behind the scenes of something, with their process of like how they get that job sort of thing. Like, I just love learning about things. I've always liked enjoying anyway.
This book just taught me that I wouldn't want to be an adjunct professor because it just sounds horrible, and I will not do fake dating because, again, it sounds horrible.
Yes, but it also like when you have like that science background like they do in these books, they're also talking about like grant writing, and you have to have money and funding to do certain projects, and if you don't have the money to do projects, then you can't do them. And then like, was it this one? She like went to the college and they were like, oh, we don't have the funding anymore, and then then you have to do something else, and they're like, well, we can make this work however. And I like how Allie was able to show that was there, but not make it tedious, because it can be a very tedious and long, drawn out process. But she just kind of said, okay, here's a piece of that, here's a piece of that, I'm gonna sprinkle in one right here. So she didn't make it like tedious.
Yeah. Other than that, are there any other comments that we haven't spoken about?
Not that I can think of.
Any scenes?
All I have to say is I would hate to be the window washer for Jack's place.
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's funny.
And what is it with no curtains? That's a thing. Because it wasn't only in this book. I think it was in one of the other books too that I read, and they were like, why don't you have curtains?
I think it's more like waking up with like the sun kind of thing that some people have. So I know there's some alarm clocks you can get that instead of an actual alarm, it just a light appears like as the sun rises kind of thing.
Oh no.
It's supposed to kind of like wake up the natural circadian rhythm that humans are supposed to have.
Well, this human does not have one.
I don't either.
I sleep. If you let me sleep, I will sleep. Trying to think of other parts that we saw. Other scenes.
We also know that he's an underwear hoarder.
Oh, what?
An underwear hoarder.
Oh.
One of the scenes, he like stuffs it underneath his pillow. It's like, okay.
I forgot about that.
Whatever floats your boat, I guess, there, Broham.
There was a lot of tension, but there was only like one spicy scene. I wish they would have had a little bit more of less tension, more spice.
Alicia would like more jalapenos, please.
It wasn't bad though. I mean, I get why they had all the tension that they had, but we could do with a little more, please. Other than that, I can't think of anything. I'm sure I'll remember like 5 million things after we're done, but that's how it always goes. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. And Cece, what about her roommate Cece? She was dating the same guy who was supposed to be a one date only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake date turned into a real date.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ended up liking him, didn't she?
Both of them broke their one date rule.
Shame.
Naughty naughties.
Oh, the brothers, Lucas and Lance. How mom always was calling her, going, "You need to take care of your brothers. You need to do something with your brothers."
Forgot about her mother. I just wanted to punch that lady in the face. It's like, shit.
Right. That's what I don't get. It's like, why would you call your daughter to have her take care of her brothers when she has no control over what they do?
Yeah.
And they were going after the same girl. Slap them upside the head, tell them to get over it, and if they don't, well, they're on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't like her mom very much. She was another character I didn't really care for because she kept calling her going, "You need to take care of your brothers. Call your brothers and tell them to stop this madness."
It's like they're grown men. Let them beat each other to it.
Weren't they older than Elsie?
I think so. Or maybe, I don't know, actually. I can't remember.
I don't remember either. I just know that, like, her mom, she started irritating me towards the end because she was like, "Take care of your brothers. Take care of your brothers." I would have been like, "No." They can take care of themselves.
It's like, I did not birth them. They're not my responsibility.
Right. But it does show, like, the different family dynamics on both sides. So, while Elsie's trying to make a name for herself and do the thing that she wants to do, she's still got that family dynamic of, I don't want to say like she can't really escape from because it's family, but you know what I mean? Like she's trying to, I don't want to have to deal with my brothers type thing. And her mom just keeps bring her back in. I have like an eyelash or something in my eye. I'm sorry. Oh, I got it. It like kept bothering me. It's like, what is this?
Get out. I hate
It's
that.
the brothers.
Her whole eye out of her socket. Yeah,
Pull your eyeball out. Got it.
It's the brothers. They're irritating me. I just have to pull them out.
So,
No.
other than that, I guess it's wrapping up the book then.
Yes.
Overall, a good, enjoyable, cute read.
Highly recommend.
Yes. So next month, or rather this month, we are reading, and then next month we are discussing Thunderhead by Neil Schusterman, which is book 2 in the Arc of a Scythe series. Who's hosting this one? So the lovely Sam
That one.
from Yarn Reader will be hosting that one. Same time. What day have we said? Have we said a day yet?
I don't
In October, would it be the 14th?
think so, yeah.
October 14th, same time. Yarn Reader's Place. Yeah, I've done the thumbnail for it already, so it's already in the. I think it's already in the group. I was going to ask you because we have got the book after that as well.
October's book.
Which will be October's book discussed in November, which is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. But for me, the time zone changes, as in like I go to GMT. Do yours change as well?
And November, I think it's the first Sunday of November, I think.
Yes.
Sunday.
So if I was 7 p.m., would you still be 2 p.m. and 1 p.m.? Like,
No, we would fall back an hour.
So you go back even further.
Yeah. Time.
So it was either that or I do 8 p.m. and you can still do the same time, 2 p.m., 1 p.m.
And it's on the weekends. I'm fine.
So November 5th. November 5th is when we fall back an hour. So if it's 2 o'clock, it would be 1 o'clock for me. That would put it at 12 o'clock for her.
Yeah. It's up to you, or I can go 8 p.m. and then you can stay the same 2 and 1.
Either's fine with me.
Same.
So I'm usually awake by at the latest 9:30. So
I'm the party animal. I stay awake until like noon, midnight.
Well, I tell you what. Let's say 8 p.m. my time, and then you can stick the same 2 and 1, and then because it gives me time to eat and stuff as well after work. So, and then
Sounds good.
So yeah, so that one will be weird times, as in later for the UK, 8 p.m.
Time change.
Yeah,
we just have to remind Alicia because of it being on her channel.
In November,
we're shopping.
Send me the thumbnail and I'll set it up before I forget.
Whilst you're on your computer, let's just do it. Yep. So yes, those are the next couple of books. So if you guys do want to join in with reading Thunderhead, or it gives you the chance to read Scythe and then Thunderhead if you haven't done already, and also a nice spooky read for October, which is quite short actually. It's a short read. It's 170 something pages, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, they're both kind of spooky if you think about it.
It's very it's another fungi sort of book. It kind of reminds me of the what was that book that we read that time with the fungus?
The fungus? We read a book with a fungus?
With the
I don't remember that one.
Mexican Gothic, isn't that the one with the fungus?
Yeah, but I don't know if we read it for book
I have not read that book, so
not for reading my Candlelight. It was the previous one. I think we read it.
I don't think
Or
it
was
was
it?
that one.
No, I don't think it was us.
I remember reading it, but that was like well before we started the book club, so
I can't
maybe we're
remember.
all on mushrooms or fungi.
I definitely remember reading
I
it. But anyway,
am
that reminds me of that book. Like, so I was like, oh, another fungus book, which also then reminds me of like The Last of Us, which is like fungus, kind of like zombies. So
I'm so confused.
read Mexican Gothic, and you'll probably know what I mean when you get to the bit where there's like
I
mushroom
will add it
fungus.
to my ever-growing list.
If you haven't got the book already, you'll probably be able to get it from your library, if not, or it might be on Scribd audiobook.
Yes.
But yeah, What Moves the Dead I managed to find on Scribd as well. So if people do have Scribd, it's on there as an ebook and a audiobook. I think the audiobook's like 3 hours long, so it's a nice quick one.
Oh, so I'll be able to read it in a day then.
Yeah, exactly. We'll all be able to listen to it in a day, like no problem.
Yeah.
Everybody read it the day before, and we're good.
Impromptu buddy read.
But not the morning of.
No.
Although that would be very fresh in your head, but then yeah, that would stress me out.
Well, I have that one, and I have her Thorn Hedge on my TBR for October. So
I saw Thornhedge, and there's the other one that I saw in Waterstones yesterday, but they didn't have this one, and I was like, What's the other one? Had a really pretty cover.
she's got a whole lot of them.
I will have to research.
I am not familiar with this author.
I've not read anything by them, but I know they have written a few books.
I need to read Thorn Hedge because it's an arc that I had been sent earlier this year and just hadn't gotten.
No.
Dum dum dum.
It's the results. Which one was it?
My Fitbit's yelling at me.
But yeah, Thornhedge was that, but I can't remember what the other book was called. Oh, What Moves the Dead is also a series.
Oh, for crying out loud. You want to start more series?
I'm only just, it's because I was looking on Goodreads.
As,
Number
as
one.
my shirt clearly
oh.
says, we're doomed.
That's a really freaky cover, the one I'm looking at, though, with the rabbit. Like
That's the one my library has, too. And I was just like, this is what we're reading?
Like, what book has Sam submitted to us?
You're welcome.
Did I mention
that's a
I'm not
freaky
really
cover.
a thriller person?
Like, I think I'll keep the cover where it's just the hand and the mushrooms. Like, that's freaky. That rabbit is just staring at me. Like,
Well, it's like a Hellbent's cover with the dead
it
rabbit.
seems like there's like another beast trying to
yeah.
like come out of the body. Oh god. No.
See?
Ooh.
This is what I'm saying.
Like, ew.
I'm going to start keeping a tally of everything that Sam has gotten me to do this year between reading thrillers, starting a new series, times 2.
Well, it might have been this book. Was it this book that I saw?
All I can say about my TBR for next month, Alicia, is you're going to be happy for a few minutes and then sad.
Why?
You're just going to have to wait for it.
Oh, and the TBR video?
Yup.
I've heard good things about T. Kingfisher's Sword Heart book. I've heard good things about that one.
What is that one? I'm just going to have to go research the author.
I just remember, like, when watching people's recommendation videos, like, it popped up on a couple of videos, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, they're supposed to be. They do a wide variety of genres. So she
They've
doesn't.
actually written quite a lot of books, like according
Yeah.
to Goodreads. They've written
It's
a
not
lot.
just horror or thriller stuff that they do. They do like Thornhedge is supposed to be like a fairy tale retelling. It doesn't explicitly say that it's a retelling, but the synopsis makes it sound like a Rapunzel retelling, but from someone else's point of view. So
I think that's the same with the what's it, The Witch and the Vampire. That's also supposed to be a Rapunzel retelling. I thought it was about a witch and a vampire. I didn't know it was a retelling. That's how they get you.
That's how they catch you.
I need to work on my October TBR because October is fast approaching.
Yeah, September is zooming.
They need to stop. Just slow down just a little bit. I'm not asking for a lot, just a little bit. let me breathe.
I'm kind of
They say
dreading
that
October though, because of the way that my cards were to me. I told Alicia this, Katie, but I got about 49 books to fit on my TBR.
Her tarot deck was not kind at all.
And I had
Is what I gather.
50. Like that's not even counting all the cards. There's some cards I had like 2 hauls, 1 unhaul, and a switching or taking a book off of the TBR card. So I had at least 52 cards.
Wow.
And a rune. I finally got to use my runes that I got. So they got to show up.
Oh my gosh. Did not like you.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Gonna have
Sounded
to
like it had a.
those all in timeout.
How you doing with those 52?
That says enough. That says it all, madam.
Not even halfway through this month's TBR.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't know why I decided that I was going to try to read 10 books and then add 10 more because of the Vampire Diaries readathon. And
That's our brains.
And ding. That was really perfectly timed.
thank you to whoever dinged.
My sister is just interjecting there.
Ding. She's like, I agree. Oh.
Anyway, I was thinking of ending this live anyway.
Yes.
So yes, thank you to everybody who watched the live or is going to watch it later or whenever you've read the book or So I hope you guys can join us for Thunderhead next month on Sam's channel on the 14th. We said, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. And you make a note of that so I don't forget.
Yes, October 14th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put the thumbnail, so it's all ready for you whenever. How dare you snooze, Lucinda?
You're late.
You're just going to have to watch it back. I can't reverse my speech.
It'll sound like.
Welcome. Are you going to be reading Thunderhead, Lucinda? Have you read Scythe? I hope this is one that you'll pick up. I am already like a third through, I think. So yes, thank you again, and yeah, we'll see you next month.
Goodbye.
Yes,